Good morning. How is everybody doing? My name is Penny. If you're finding me for the first time, please like my page and follow me on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video so we can all learn from one another. So I have not done this in a couple of days. I'm going to come here and put my makeup how we do it. We always have to make sure we make everybody believe that we are doing amazing. So what do? We conceal how we are feeling, right? We conceal what's going on in our life. We make our parents believe everything is okay. We make our friends believe everything is fine. And then when we start breaking down, we don't have anybody to talk to because the way I'm putting this makeup, once you put the concealer and then you put the foundation, you will not see the black spots that you usually would have seen on a normal day. So I do this every now and then to remind everyone that this is how we live, especially in the era of social media, where we are constantly working hard to look a certain way. We are constantly working hard to use filters. We are constantly working hard to share the positives while we hide the negatives. We don't want people to know what's behind the scenes. A few people come on Facebook and post their challenges. I do that. A few people come to Facebook and say what they are going through. I do that. And we are usually met with a lot of resentment. Okay, people will come after you and tell you you're exposing your family members, you shouldn't be doing this. So they're encouraging you that your problems cannot be solved on social media. Your problems are good, hidden. And we encourage this behavior over and over. Our problems are better off hidden the same way I've hidden this makeup. That is what I try to remind people every day when I put my makeup. The society we come from has worked hard to teach us to hide our daily struggles, to hide our challenges, to hide everything that is happening around us. That is the society that all of us find ourselves in, even here in America. I just lost a friend. Hello, Bosbori, how are you? And I don't know what it's going to sound like to you. I want you to think about this. And this was the reality for my friend. You don't feel well, you go to the hospital and you get a diagnosis. And when you get a diagnosis, the doctors tell you that, you know what, you have maybe 6 months with this. You're not going to live after 6 months. The cancer is spread. And yes, sorry, we are not able to help you, but we can make you comfortable. Those words, you have 6 months to live. You have 2 months to live. Some people like suddenly they die. I don't know how you can process that. I don't know how many of you have had to deal with a family member that knew they were dying and they had to get their things in order. And that's why on Thursday, when we talk about Procrastination Thursday, Thursday is the day I come here to remind you over and over. You've been putting too many things away. Challenge yourself today. Ask yourself, what are those things you've been putting away for so long? You've been saying that, you know what, moving forward, I'm going to start to have a good relationship with my husband. I'm going to start having a good relationship with my wife. I'm going to start having a good relationship with my mother. I'm going to have a good relationship with my father. I'm going to mend a relationship that was broken between me and my sister or my brother. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to clean my house. I'm going to start managing my money. I'm going to be a nicer person. I'm going to have a better attitude. I'm going to reach out to people and just say, how you doing? I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to start saving if I have children just in case something happens. I'm going to buy a life insurance policy, because in case I die, I do not know what's going to happen to my children. The life insurance policies have been there for a long time. And yet we find too many people die leaving their children in poverty when they could have done a policy even for 50,000 shillings or $50,000 just to leave something for your children. When you're in your 20s, your 30s, buy that life insurance. When you turn 18, buy that full life insurance. Buy it for a little money if you've had children. How many times have you been saying all these things? I'm going to start trusting people so they can help me to the right place. Some of you don't trust anybody. You've been putting away trust, just trusting your spouse. I was speaking to someone and they were telling me how they have to exchange each other's phone. So the husband and wife, so he can go through her phone and she can go through his phone to make sure there is nothing that the other person doesn't know. While you've accepted to live that kind of a lifestyle, what kind of rubbish is that? Why do we want to make marriage an institution that is not a good place to live? Why do you want to take your husband's phone, go through? Why do you want to take your wife's phone, go through? Because you've been putting away something called trust. A good relationship operates, a healthy relationship operates in trust. You've been putting away the ability to learn or unlearn to have trust. Trust your spouse. You've been putting away understanding other people. You're going to come here and say, you know what? Penny comes here in a sleeveless. There are women who will never come here on social media in a top like this. What is holding you? You've been putting away understanding and accommodating other people. You've never wanted to see my side of the story. Good morning, Betty. I have my side of the story. You've never wanted to know why I am the way I am. Maybe I was abused. Maybe I'm being abused. What is taking you so long to understand another person's struggles? What is taking you so long that your husband has fears, your wife has fears, your children have fears, your co-workers have fears? Some of you have been saying, you know what, I'm going to start being a caring person. I say that all the time. I'm going to start doing A, B, C, D. Like I have an 11-year-old. I keep telling myself once a week, I need to make time for my 11-year-old. To tell you the truth, with everything that has been going on, with the chicken, the gardening, besides going to church with my son, I have not had a one-on-one where I have put my son in the car and take him to Dave and Buster's for him to play, just for him. And I must do that this Friday. Because you know what? My son is not always going to be 11. He will not have memories of me taking him anywhere. He's going to remember me running around with the chicken, running around with the business. He's going to remember me doing Facebook. He's going to remember me talking. There are things he's already seeing I do. That's what he knows. I need to be more caring. I need to be more intentional. This morning I was working and I thought to myself, I said, rich people give their children things, but they don't give their children time because we are so busy caught up in trying to look for money. We don't have time for our children. People with money cannot stop. The drive to make more money, it is so bad that they don't have time for these children. And it is the reason you will find that I will make money and then the next generation, who's my children, will be in poverty. Why? Because I never had time with my children, but my children had things. I know so many friends whose children have things, but they don't have the time with these children. They buy them sneakers every year. They live in big homes. They're driving expensive cars. You're giving your children things. You're giving your parents things. You're working to build a nice house for your parents. They're going to die and leave that house. It's good for your parents to stay in a small house. You take a family leave from your place of work. There's something called in America family leave or medical leave for your parents. And you go stay at home for 1 month without pay with your parents. When COVID came, I took 3 months to stay with my mom every day. Morning, mom, what do you need? I teach things that I'm able to try and do. You have a mother in Kenya, you have a parent in Liberia, you have a parent somewhere. She has never seen your children, but you have built a nice house. You send a lot of money every month that she or he gives people away. Your parents don't need your money. Your children don't need your money. They need time. You've been saying that I'm going to learn to communicate better. What is holding you from communicating? You're not able to just have a nice conversation with your spouse. You're not able to have a nice conversation with your coworkers. You just don't know how to communicate. And you've been putting it on hold, saying, you know what? I am going to learn how to communicate. You made bad choices. You're taking too long. You keep putting it away to accept that you're the one who made those choices. If you accept that you made those choices, you're going to start healing. You're delaying your healing. You're delaying everybody's healing, and you might run out of time. You might not have enough time to fix those choices that you made if you cannot do it today or tomorrow. Self-care. I just can't begin to tell you how I'm getting so shocked how many people don't take care of themselves. How is it that you take care of everybody but yourself? Groom yourself. Go get your nails done. Upgrade your closet. Eat well. Look good. Make time. You're working. You're earning all this money to buy your children $200 sneakers. You're buying your children the latest phone. But you don't have money to take care of yourself. So many of you have been putting away self-care. How long are you going to say, next month, I'm going to start taking care of myself? You've been saying, you know what, sooner or later, and Betty, we need to do this because you're close by. This is something I've been thinking for a very long time. It has not materialized. And Betty, I'm feeling we are in the same place in terms of the drive that we have. You like gardening. And we can sit somewhere, and you also have the drive where you're starting your page. You want to encourage people. We can say that, you know, once a month, Betty, let us meet at such and such a restaurant for 2 hours so we can just talk. You've been putting away your social life. Do you have time for your social life? Your emotional well-being, how are you feeling about yourself? Do you feel good? What is your planning looking like? You've been putting away, I am going to, I'll take my kids, I'm going to save, I'm going to do this. This is planning. You've been planning. You've been planning to go to church where you're going to, you know, to meet other people. You've been saying, you know what, I'm going to. It's called procrastination. Your finances. I told you guys I came here, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and I told you I sat down and itemized my debt. I have 3 children in college, and I am paying for them because that's what I was taught. My parents paid for us to go to school. So now I have this debt. I owe my children an education. That's fine with me. That's the choice I made. But I sat down and I found myself with a debt. Right now, as we speak, I'm working hard to crush those numbers. I need to get those numbers. I have a target. What is delaying you from getting your finances together? How much do you owe? How much do you earn? What is your monthly bill? Have you ever taken time to even see how much money comes in and how much money goes out? Ask yourself. The challenge question I have for you today: what have you been putting away? What have you been putting away, saying that I will start, and you have not done that? Inspire one person. We're going to stick with this line. Inspire one person in your life. Educate one person in your life. Find one person and educate them. Everybody knows something that the other person doesn't know. There is nobody who knows everything. You cannot know everything. There is something that you know. Do not underestimate yourself. There is something you know I don't know. Who are you educating? Teach somebody a skill. I can't make chapati. So I'm going to find someone who knows how to make chapati. They're going to teach me how to make chapati. I really want to learn. Educate someone. If you have the ability, unite people. Don't be the person that creates division amongst people by transporting information back and forth, by creating stories, by saying this and that. Do things that bring people together. I listened to a podcast yesterday that simplified how life is. Negative attracts negative. Positive attracts positive. Do you have that friend when you call them, even when you're in crisis? Facebook user, good morning. You start laughing. There are people you call, they always have a story to laugh. There are people that every time you're interacting with them, they interact with you the negative way. Surround yourself with positive people. You will succeed. And my friend left. My friend has left us. He was given a time and he left. And we used to have a lot of talks with him. But let me tell you something. When it's all said and done, there is nobody who's going to stay on this planet Earth forever. Remember, you are also on limited time on planet Earth. Death must come to everybody. There's something about death that must. There is nobody who has lived and is still here. If you live to be 100, your quality of life deteriorates. So when you're in your 50s, when you're in your 40s, your 20s, and now that we have social media, live every moment, because regardless of what you do, you're going to find yourself in the grave. Death doesn't choose rich or poor, doesn't choose small or young. Eventually, you have to go. Mukali, I need to call you and see how you're doing. Eventually, we must all go. So that's a fact. So as much as we mourn people, we feel sad and all these things, know that your time is coming. You just don't know when your time is coming. So operate like somebody who is on limited time. Get those things together. Do what you want to do. If you have children, talk to them. If you have a friend, have lunch. It doesn't hurt you to get it together so you can have less stress. Yeah, somebody might ask, as I wrap it up, why do all these things, Penny? Why are you telling us to do all these things? If you do all these things, your stress level is going to be down. You will not need to take high blood pressure meds. You will not need to take diabetes meds. Your health is going to be good. So you don't need to be on any kind of medication. If it's eating well, you've been saying you're going to start eating well. There, my pumpkin, my smoothie. You're going to have less pain. And you're going to have money in the bank. You're going to have more friends. You're going to have people that you can laugh with every weekend. Your quality of life is going to improve by 100%. Thank you for watching. Share this video. I don't take you guys presence for granted. Without you, I am not. And thanks so much. Always remind yourself that I can be. Whatever you want to put your mind to, you can be. Thanks, everyone.